Good morning, everyone. In Journey to Lasting Love, I'm happy to welcome you here today. As most of you, I hope, know by now, I am Shayani. I am the founder of this group, Journey to Lasting Love. I am also the head coach at TShay Coaching, where we help people to live a better life. We help people to attract and build loving relationships, but there is so much more. If you look at the logo, it says life on the rise. What is the goal of all of the things that we talk about here is to put your life on the rise, to create a better life for yourself, because that is also the goal of attracting a relationship, of building a relationship. We like good morning, Ella. We look for relationships with other people, and we look for intimate relationships because we want to live a better life. We want to live a happy life. And those are the things that we cultivate here. So I work with my clients to really take a look inside and see what's going on. What are the stories that we're telling ourselves? Are they true? Good morning, Jean. Are they true? Are they helpful? Are they putting your life in a position to be better, or are they keeping you down? Do we have certain thought habits? It's like every other habit. It's a thought habit. Do we have certain thought habits that are holding us down? Are we creating our own misery? So that's a lot of what we talk about here. I just want to spend a few minutes waiting for some more people to join us. As you also know, I am located in New York. Still waiting for the sun to come out. It's a rainy day, but I hear the birds chirping outside, and it feels so good to hear that. It's time for spring to officially arrive here in New York. It's been touch and go, still wearing a sweater even though it's May. So we're waiting for the weather to heat up so that we can run outside. And I like to do the show outside because it just feels good after a long winter to be outside. So let's jump in while we're gathering a few more people. Let's jump in to this week's topic. It's the topic of self-worth. I hear it all the time, and every time that I hear it, good morning, Nazila. Every time that I hear it, it breaks my heart just a little bit. I feel like it chips away because it's like such a dramatic thing. Good morning, Lydia. I'm not worthy. I'm not worth anything. I'm not worth anything. Why would anybody love me? And every time it really it's like a knife, because where does this idea come from? Where does this idea come from of not being worth anything? What is it that we're trying to prove? And where did this idea come from? What is each person's worth? How often do you look at another human being and say, oh, that person is not worth anything. That person is not worth my love. It really happens, I want to say, infrequently. We rarely think that of other people, especially people that we're just getting to know. So why is it that we have this thing that we put on ourselves? Why is it that we put on ourselves this idea of worthlessness? I'm not worth anything. I'm not worthy of love. And it tends to be a universal feeling. And when we feel that way about ourselves, we end up doing what? We settle for crumbs. We settle for crumbs. Somebody comes along, whoever that somebody is, and they give us good morning, Grace. Do you have a special person joining us today? I was supposed to remind him, but I didn't. But I think I didn't do that on purpose. But anyway, where does this idea come from of being worthless? And where does our worth really come from? Because when we have that feeling of being worthless and somebody comes along and gives us a crumb of love, gives us a little tiny bit of something to hold on to, in our desperation for something, we latch onto that feeling of love and we take it because it's all that we feel that we are worthy of. And then with that crumb of love, we allow ourselves to be abused. We allow in so much ugliness because we are waiting for that small compliment. So let's really look, where does our worth truly come from? Does it come from other people? Because when we do that, when we give away our power, we are essentially giving away our power when we look to other people, good morning Phyllis, to give us our self-worth, and we're putting ourselves in a very unnecessarily vulnerable position. But let's talk about where our worth really comes from. Where do we come from? We come from the universe. The universe created me and you and every other person that we see around us for a reason and a purpose. And I would like to ask the question, why would the universe create something worthless? Every creature, everything in the universe has, good morning Rosita, every small detail in the universe is created for a reason and a purpose, and there is not one thing, not an ant, not a grasshopper, not a mosquito, not a flower, not a drop of rain that was created to be worthless. So how could it be that this entire human being, this entire, good morning Bianca, this entire human being, the universe created just to be worthless? Now, does that make logical sense? Does that make logical sense? I'll tell you what does make logical sense, but it's something that we were never told. And when somebody says it, it becomes like a duh. It's so obvious. So by the virtue that you are here on earth and that you are breathing and you are living and you are sitting and you are watching this, that makes you worthy. That by itself, nothing else, nothing you said, nothing you did, nothing you wore, nothing you own, not where you live, not what you drive, not one of those things is what makes you worthy. What makes you worthy is that the universe created you. The universe created you exactly the way that you are. Exactly the way that you are, and not one bit of difference. You are worthy of love and all the goodness in the world because the universe chose to create you exactly the way that you are. No variation. There's nothing that you need to do. There's nothing you need to say. There's nothing that you need to own in order to be worthy. So once you understand that, once you understand how your worth, your deserving power of love is a universal given. It is a God-given right. You are worthy because you are here, and no other reason. No other reason. So what happens when you believe yourself to be worthless? What is it that you are doing to the universe? You are essentially spitting in the face of the universe and saying that what you created is garbage. I, as a person, I'm going to sit here and tell the universe that you are wrong, you don't know what you're doing, because what you created is worthless. And then what do? From that position of giving away all of our power, we go about trying to prove to the universe that it's wrong, that it created garbage, it created something that's worthless. And then our actions create an atmosphere of lack, create an atmosphere of worthlessness, create an atmosphere in which we are not deserving of love. So it is not true that we are not worthy of love, but with our actions, and before our actions, our thoughts, we create that for ourselves. So it is not the truth that we are not worthy of love. The truth is that just by existing, we are worthy of love. But when we set out and we are trying to prove to the universe that we are not, the universe says, okay, you are not accepting of my gift that I have given you. So, okay, you want to feel worthless? You want to be miserable? I am here as the universe speaking to you. I am at your command. If these are the things that you want, if these are the beliefs that you hold, I am going to deliver to you what you're asking for. I'm going to make your beliefs true, and I am going to bring you the circumstances to make those beliefs true. You see how it works? You see how it's not the reality that you are not worthy, but it's the atmosphere that has been created by our belief systems and the stories that we tell. The stories that we tell ourselves, the stories we tell each other. And when we are telling these stories, we are telling them to the universe. And the universe is neutral. It is responding to you. It created you for a purpose, for a reason. You are special because you were created. So why diminish that? Why do we have this battle with the universe that we are trying to prove to the universe and all of those people around us that we are less than what we were created to be? What if we were to flip it around? What if we were to say, wow, I am special. Wow, I am worthy of all the good things of life. I am worthy of love. Everyone who meets me has reasons to love me. How does that feel when you say those words? Good morning, Claudia. How does it feel to say those words of love to yourself? I am worthy. I am lovable. I deserve to be loved. How does it feel? I mean, just when I say the negative things, I can feel it inside of my body. And when I say the positive things, I feel it too. And I feel like this excitement to talk about the positive things. And when I say the negative, the worthlessness words, it just feels so different. And why on earth do we work so hard to make ourselves feel bad? Why do we have this commitment to keep proving that we are not worthy, that we are not good enough? Why? It just doesn't make sense. What I believe is that it is part of the human condition. It is part of the human condition that we are here to learn, in fact, how worthy and lovable we are. And when we have that love, for ourselves, then we can freely give it to other people as well. But when we don't have that, what happens when you feel that you are not worthy, when you feel worthless? You go out into the world. You're not presenting the best version of yourself. Probably have a downcast head. Your posture reflects it. So you're going out into the universe, giving out this message, and you're also insecure. You also end up from this position of second guessing everything that you do, everything that you say. Why did I say this? I'm so stupid. See, if I was better, if I was smarter, if I was prettier, I wouldn't have said this. People wouldn't have looked at me like that. This wouldn't have happened. And we get in our own heads and we create this insecurity for ourselves because of that feeling of not being worthy. We create this rhetoric of self-criticism, and we go out into the world with this great big hole of insecurity inside of us. And it's one of two things that happen. One, out of insecurity, we try to prove to everyone that we meet and to ourselves and to the universe that yes, I am worthless. Don't love me because I don't deserve it. That's one end. The other end is that we go out into the world with something to prove, Because we have that feeling of insecurity, we're always trying to prove ourselves. And that's when we act silly and we do things and we say things that are not really authentic, but we're trying to make a sale. We're trying to prove that we are worthy. So it's like two extremes. It's like two sides of the same coin. One is that you're trying to prove that you're not worthy. The other is trying to prove that you are. But the truth is, there's nothing to prove. You don't need to make a sale to anyone. The truth is, by virtue of existing, by virtue of being here, by virtue of having woken up this morning, you are worthy, you are special, and you are lovable. Nothing to prove. Let it go. Let it go. And when you go out into the world and you have your interactions with other people with nothing to prove, wow, what a weight that takes off of you. Then you can just be yourself. Then you can just give and receive love openly. Then when someone gives you love, you can accept it and you can reciprocate it. But you are not desperate for that love because you already know it's coming from within you. You are not desperate, and you're not going to hold on to a crumb of love and put up with abuse, to put up with with someone else's criticism. You're not dependent on somebody else for your worth. Then from that place, you know what you are. You know your worth, and you know that you are love. Everything inside of you is love. And when you have that inside of you, when you walk out into the world with that bubble of love inside of your body, what's going to happen? The universe recognizes this. The universe goes, aha, my gift has been accepted. This person is accepting my love. This is the universe talking, not blocking the love, not trying to prove the opposite. So you walk out into the universe with this ball of love inside of you. What does the universe say? I have given this person this gift. They are accepting my gift of love, so I'm going to send more. And who is going to be attracted to somebody like that? Not the abuser, because the abuser is looking for someone that they can dominate. The abuser is looking for someone they can control. The abuser is looking for someone that is happy with just a little crumb. The abuser is going to be repelled by this person. So who are you going to attract? Your like attracts like. You're going to attract another secure and loving person. And love grows exponentially. So when these two secure and loving people together, they're not sitting there going, oh my God, he thinks I look fat. Oh my God, why did he say that? Oh my God, does he like me? Does he not like me? Then it's effortless. It comes together effortlessly when you have this ball of love inside of you. Now, how to cultivate that ball of love is really through understanding and knowing who you are, knowing that you exactly the way that you are, exactly the way that you are, where you were created by a divine universal force. And that divine universal force doesn't make mistakes, and it doesn't create things that are worthless. It creates love, it creates with purpose, and just the fact that each and every one of us are here today, right now, the way that we are in this physical body that functions is a miracle, is a miracle. So let's put away this idea of worthlessness. Let's accept this amazing gift of love and life from the universe, and let's rejoice in it and say, I am worthy of love because the universe created me. The universe looked at me and said, wow, this is special. I'm going to send this out. Imagine that. Imagine that. Did you ever think about it that way before? And how does it feel to think of yourself this way? Doesn't it feel great to think that the divine mind created me exactly as I am and you exactly as you are? How could that possibly be worthless? So this week, as you go out into the world, I want you to carry that with you. I want you to carry that with you. That idea that you, exactly as you are, were created by a divine, magical, mystical force. And that magical, mystical force is running through you. And that by itself makes you valuable. And it makes you worthy of all the good things of life. And it makes you worthy of love. And I want you to feel that. Feel that inside of you, and feel that bubble inside your chest when you go out into the world. And I want you to remember it as often as you can. And when you have that feeling of, I did this wrong, I said this wrong, I'm not worthy, I want you to come back to that bubble of love that is inside of you. And I want you to remember who you are. I want you to remember who you are. You are that wonderful creation created by the universe with a bubble of love inside of you. And I want you to use that bubble as your point of attraction. Try it. Try it. What do you have to lose? The only thing you have to lose is that sense of not being good enough. Guess what? You are more than good enough. You are perfect exactly as you are today. You are perfect exactly as you are today. So this is our lesson for this week. I have 1 or 2 spots left for one-to-one coaching. I don't know how much longer I'm going to continue to do that, but if this is something that you're interested in, to work together to really discover what is going on inside of you, I have those few spots open. So message me, tell me your thoughts, post in the group, ask questions, make recommendations for next week's live show. And I really thank you for taking the time to listen. I hope it makes you feel good. It always makes me feel good. I always feel good at the end of the show. And I look forward to your comments, your questions, and your DMs throughout the week. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you here next week. Take care, guys.